Hello, welcome to another episode of Talking About Rock. I'm Rob Edwards. Before I introduce today's guest, I want to talk about some acts in and around Buffalo. I caught Jack Russell's Great Ride at the Riviera Theater in Tonawanda, New York last night. Great show. Opening the show, he had Kip Winger with his one-man acoustic set, as his percussion player was out ill. He provided a fun and engaging performance with the crowd and added some jokes in between songs as well. He performed the Winger favorites, of course, Easy Come, Easy Go, Can't Get It Off, Miles Away, Headed for a Heartbreak, a couple others. He ended his night with 17, the big hit, and he seemed extremely comfortable and endearing to the crowd. And of course, in the audience, he had some of the original 17-year-old ladies who are now 53 in the audience, but they really dug it. The Jack Russell's Great White took the stage. We call it rock and roll. The set included Heart the Hunter, Lady Red Light, Mr. Bone, Save Your Love, Desert Moon, All Over Now, Once Bitten, Twice Shy, and of course, the big hit for them, Rock Me. They also included two Angels covers, Face the Day, which was covered on the Shot in the Dark album from '86, and Can't Shake It from '91's Hooked album. We also got another cover from Rick Derringer's Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo with vocals by Tony Montana, who was originally playing bass on the Hooked album, but he's now switched over to guitar. Although Jack acknowledged his back issues to the crowd and was sitting for half the performance, his voice and spirit continued to inspire and energize the crowd to a standing ovation at the end of the night, and it was an awesome show, I must say. Today, in our continuing effort to showcase new and up-and-coming artists here at Talking About Rock, today's guests were named one of the top artists to look for in 2022 by Spin Mag and Metal Hammer. And they are gearing up to release their third single from their EP, set to release in March. The new track, We Can Never Go Back to Arizona, was quoted as being kind of dark and intense, but we'll wait for that to be coming out. From Portland, Oregon, let's welcome to the show Kevin Payne and Alex Massenkoff from To Bloom. Hey guys, how goes it?
Great. How are you?
Hello.
Good. Thanks for being with us today. We appreciate you guys coming to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
So as we're trying to kind of get a feel of what's going on around the U.S., we really haven't heard a lot from where you guys are from Portland. Kevin, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the music scene out there and kind of what's going on.
Yeah, so as from my understanding of it, I've been to, played a few shows and been to a few shows lately. Things had really quieted down from COVID for a while, but a lot of venues have been requiring people to wear masks inside, and a lot of places are requiring proof of vaccination, or at the very least proof of a negative test within the last couple days. Some spots are even requiring proof of booster now. So I think those are steps in the right direction. I'm all of the above, and I was at a show a few weeks ago, and it was the biggest turnout that I had seen since COVID at a show. There were a bunch of people there. It was really happening. It was for these bands. Actually, Logan Gardner was in one of them. It was Mobilities and Atomic Mama were both playing. Those are both really cool local bands in the Portland scene. So it's coming back.
Excellent. Yeah, we're seeing our numbers drop here in New York, and they're starting to drop some of the mandates as far as showing your vaccination, wearing masks. I was at the Great White show. They were not checking for any of that. There were no masks because our numbers are going down. So it looks like we're getting to be in a good place with that here. Let's hope that continues as we go on, definitely. So you guys got this EP and you've been releasing singles for it. And maybe Alex, you can maybe tell us a little bit about the EP, a little bit about the song. I want to get into some of the tracks you guys got videos for, and we're gonna interject those in a little while, but maybe you can tell us something about the music.
Yeah, absolutely. So far we have released two songs off the EP, Marionette and then Wander. Both of them similar but different for sure. Marionette was awesome. We got a feature from Joey Holiday from Anamoria, who is a super great band out of Southern California. Really lucky to have him on that track. Then Wander was definitely a bit darker, and we were lucky enough to put a video out for that, which was awesome. So yeah, we got one more coming, and it is, I'd say it's darker than the other two as well. It's a bit more intense.
Yeah, I want to play the video for Wander because we got that. Can you give me a little background on Wander before we show that to the audience and have them check it out?
Sure, Kevin might be able to give you a bit more in depth on that.
Okay.
He was the writer for that song itself.
Yeah, insofar as music, I wrote it. When I wrote it, I'd been listening to a lot more kind of like post-rock things and things that were just a bit more ambient, and I wanted something that kind of like built a bit more atmosphere around it, but still had this kind of like drivey edge to it, almost kind of groovy, almost like a honeyed funk of sorts. But no, I wanted, something that was like kind of like unique and like dark, but also catchy. And then Bruno provided the lyrics to it, and that was just kind of, it was a, kind of like in a very introspective experience for him, just looking into, him realizing that he was kind of like, learning that he had grown to resent like the kind of work that he was in, like his career, that industry, just and he can tell you more about it. I think he's going to tune in.
And that's your vocalist, Bruno Lopez, who hasn't joined us yet, but he may be stopping in later and catching up with us. So that's great. So I wanted to play the video for Wander for our audience to check out. So this is one of the singles from the EP the guys got coming out, Wander from To Bloom on Talking About Rock. Okay, we're back here on Talking About Rock. We just checked out the video Wander from To Bloom, and we now have with us Bruno and Logan. So Bruno, can you tell us a little bit about the lyrics and the vocals for that song? I guess it was kind of an intense tune and kind of hit home for you or struck a chord.
Yeah. So I guess yeah. So the lyrics, it's kind of like about being a Latino American and like not really like having a place. It was an interesting experience. I went to school in Mexico for a couple of years, and going to school there, they were like, "Oh, well, you're not like Mexican. You live in the States." And then coming back here, it's like, "Oh, you're not an American. You're clearly Mexican." So it's like,
so you like somewhere in between, yeah, right?
Yeah. So like that somewhere in between of like not knowing where you fit in to all of it was kind of what these lyrics were about. And then just
Cool. Yeah, it's definitely very cool. So we'll go back here around and let's talk a little bit about influences before we get to some of the other material here. We're going to play another video from you guys in a couple minutes. So Alex, who would you say are some of your influences for in music?
Gosh. I mean, like overall, I mean, the earliest stuff was like a lot of like 90s R&B, like Boyz II Men, Janet Jackson, a lot of stuff like that. And just get into like metal as a teenager and stuff. My uncle was a drummer in a bunch of thrash metal bands in the Bay Area. So growing up on like Metallica and like Anthrax and Slayer and all that stuff. But I just got super into like emo and pop punk in high school and like post-hardcore. And I found Dance Gavin Dance, who've probably been like my favorite band for, dude, I'm 28 now, since I was like 14 years old probably. So like super, that progressive post-hardcore kind of sound.
So you have quite the mix of different influences and different styles that you were shown, as you were in different, different folks around listening to different music. That's awesome. So let's go over to Kevin. Let's go over to Kevin now. And how about you? What influences would you say? What musicians or what songs or?
Off the top of my head, I always list off, like I have a short list. It's basically Circus Survive, Opeth, and Mars Volta are my top three. And then there's like various other things that kind of trickle in. I realized I probably pull a lot from Tides of Man for various things that I've written. Just stuff like that, just thoroughly like post-rock and progressive rock, things like that.
And you guys are pretty much doing this project on your own, pretty much. Is that correct? You got your own backing and you're kind of putting out the music yourselves and stuff like that.
Yeah, we fund all of it out of pocket. It's really expensive, but we have the most control in that situation. And we use a lot of our friends and close acquaintances to get the job done. So like I take care of all the animations and the marketing and like the PR stuff that we have written. It's like a collaboration that we all take part in. And like the artwork for Wander was actually our old high school friend who now lives in Berlin. We reached out to him to get that done because he's a photographer and a visual artist. So being able to collaborate with close friends to, make the most out of our independent situation here.
Right. I think that's great to see new bands taking control right away from the beginning. It's the music industry is so weird right now and so strange. It used to be 360 degrees different as you would, get together and you would put out a product and you would shop that to labels and somebody would pick you up. Now with streaming and digital and there's not album sales, any of that type of thing anymore. I think that's almost the way new bands really need to go and really need to realize it. Unfortunately, I mean, it probably makes it a heck of a lot harder. The only thing that they're really needed for the industry is to get on different tours and things like that. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean, basically. I mean, yeah. I'm not even entirely sure what the label takes care of anymore that like the artists can't do themselves, and like we've figured that out for ourselves, especially with like we only have 2 songs out as of right now, but it's just the 2 songs have gotten enough traction because we were able to invest our money in like social media advertising, and really focus all of those funds on like good studio time and like quality equipment for the studio. And it's like, yeah, I mean, maybe the label fronts money at this point, but like other than that, like merch you can take care of on your own. Like you can place orders in bulk, out of pocket, and all of that. Like the artist has a lot more liberties now and creative control, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think it's definitely great to see. Like I said, the newer acts are kind of using that type of program to put things together, and they're using their own social media to interface with fans and show their different music. And the other thing that's kind of neat to me that I've noticed, if you remember way back when Stuff's singles or albums started coming, well, they didn't have albums before albums, they were having singles come out, right? You'd had a couple singles released, and then they put out an album. And then eventually they said, no, we're not going to do that anymore. We're just going to put out albums because we want to sell the whole album and make the money from that. Now I find it really interesting to me. We're kind of going back to that, which is kind of cool. Where artists are starting to release like a couple singles, online, either digitally or Spotify or whatever, and that eventually you get the whole product. And I think that's kind of neat how that's kind of circled back to that, and I really like that much better. I think the fans do as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's also easier on the artists too, because it's like, like for with us, for example, like it's been a year between each release, but that like it allows, I think, the fans to really enjoy like the songs as they come out, and it also gives us time to like go in and like make changes if we need to, and like really make sure that we're pushing a really good quality song for our sakes, but also for our fans' sakes.
Cool. So we want to take a quick pause here. We're going to play the song in the video here you got for Marionette featuring Joey Holiday here. And then we'll come right back here with To Bloom on Talking About Rock.
cascades as another distant strand drives and slays. The hunter tracks his game, and another triumph is made, but desire still rages. There's another temptation finally drapes that turns me so. These places of memories embellish my skin.
All right, well, we just checked out the song Marionette featuring Joey Holiday from To Bloom here. So pretty excellent. Bruno, you got Joey to join you guys for that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Joey is the singer for this band called Animoria. Super awesome band. They draw like, it's definitely like that swancore dance, Kevin Dancy thing, but they draw a lot of influence from funk, which is awesome. Like their songs really have a lot of groove and like super fun rhythms. Anyways, he's a phenomenal singer, and I reached out to him on Instagram because I saw him post like, you know, I'll be doing features for X amount of time for this price, and we were like, oh shit, that'd be fucking awesome. Like, we love Joey. He sounds phenomenal. And so yeah, I just hit him up through a DM, and he was super down, and he checked out the music. He was super about it. And at first, like, we had like a set lyric for the bridge that he's in, but we found pretty quickly that like letting him write his own lyrics for that part like gave him a lot more creative control over that, and it also made it sound better, I think, because he got to do like a lot more of the R&B stuff that he likes to do.
Yeah, he kind of just actually went in and wrote his own version of the whole thing, like just wrote his own lyrics to it and just did his own whole take on it. And we just decided to go with that because we figured it was a more true representation of like his style, and you know that's why we tapped him in the first place, was to like get a taste of Joey. So
right.
We just let him do his thing essentially.
Yeah, it sounded like he was a good fit, definitely for that for you guys. So you have another single track that you guys are going to release coming up. We Can Never Go Back to Arizona, and folks are calling that kind of a dark and intense tune.
Yeah. Alex, do you want to?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say probably lyrically, it's one of the darker ones we have. It's kind of about like the sense of like longing to be in a better place in your life, or having that sense of hope, but also acknowledging that there are things that are keeping you from moving to that stage of your life, and that you're not like doing anything to better yourself, essentially. So it's like hopeful, but it's also really not hopeful at the same time. But musically, yeah, I'd say it's also one of the just darker, kind of like moodier ones that we have. Like it's not the poppiest song we have for sure. There's some cool little like Circus Survive kind of vibes to it. I was listening to a lot of Wolf and Bear at the time, kind of that kind of like darker side of that progressive stuff. So
cool. Yeah, I love lyrics and songs that kind of really make you think, makes the listener kind of really dig into what you're talking about. You know, that's excellent, and I look forward to checking that definitely out, and I'm sure the folks out there do as well. So you guys have some dates coming up where you're going to be playing or touring or what's going on? I know there's stuff opening up this summer. We're seeing tour dates from lots of folks. Do you guys have any dates coming up that you're going to be playing yet?
We're playing tonight.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Kelly's Olympian here in Portland. And then, yeah, we have a couple other dates booked. What is it, April 10th? Is that the Holocene show?
Yeah, that's April 10th with Yesterday's Youth.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
There may or may not be a third band on that, and we're gonna have to see.
yeah, we have a couple of tentative shows. We might have one on the 26th of March
Oh, with Simpleton?
with Simpleton,
Simpleton,
and
yeah.
then someone at Stage 722 here in Portland reached out to us about a potential show on the 3rd of April.
Mhm.
And then we're doing a benefit show over in Astoria, so that's going to be super awesome. With
Yeah,
our
that's with Harbor Place. Those
Harbor
dudes
Place.
are awesome.
Yeah,
Like proceeds go to, what was it, feed people in the community
Mhm.
and that kind of stuff. It's just complete like charity. I'm very excited for that.
yes, incredibly wholesome.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. That sounds great. And definitely doing charity work is always good. We have a couple of shows like that come through Buffalo for different charities and stuff, and that's great. You guys are jumping in with that. That sounds excellent, and we hope we see more dates coming through, you guys. And we're looking forward to the release of that, and hopefully some more material. I'm sure you guys are writing more material as this is going on as well. I'm sure you probably got other things in the works that maybe you don't want to talk about. Maybe you do. I don't know.
We were trying. We definitely, yeah, there's 2 songs in particular, and then like a couple other coming down the pipeline that we like really want to. Sorry, I'm just looking at my coffee. There's less, so I'm getting stressed. But no, there's 2 in particular that we've been really toying with and honing for a while, and I'm really excited about them. But they're not ready just yet, and I don't want to rush them. So those will come in due time.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we look forward to it, and we really appreciate you guys taking the time to stop in with us. And if folks want to check you out, should they visit your website for dates and music, or what should they do?
Oh, I think
Instagram is probably the best bet. Yeah, keep linked up to our Instagram.
Check out your Instagram page. That's where you're
Yeah.
most active. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
just To Bloom on Instagram.
it's
To Bloom Band, yeah.
To Bloom Band on Instagram. Okay, not on
Mhm.
Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, or a website.
We're on Facebook,
I don't know if
just
that's
not
Twitter, but definitely
quite as
Facebook.
active, but we're there.
Okay, so they can check you out there as well and stuff. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being with us, guys. We really appreciate it. And if you folks out there want to hear more from us, or you have comments or questions, please feel free to email us at talkingaboutrock@gmail.com. Please like us and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And as always, for this interview and other up and coming interviews, please subscribe and check us out on our YouTube channel. Guys, thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
man.
Thanks for having
Man,
us.
All right.
appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Take care.